Alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Facebook. Assalamu alaikum, Instagram. It is Mubaraka. All right, I'm going to try to put my Instagram near my Facebook so that I don't look like I'm not looking. I guess I'm still looking at both of you. Anyway, so, oh, look, I have like this random cat walking through my yard, looking in at me. So I have my personal training studio in my yard, and periodically stray cats come and look inside of my glass door, and they're just like, hi. I'm like, hi, not my cat. Okay. I love cats though, so I don't mind. It's certainly better than a stray dog. Anyway, so today is December the 16th. December the 16th. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you know in less than 2 weeks, not 20, in less than 2 weeks, the year will be over. The decade will be over. Oh my goodness. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Marwa. You give me the long salams, I have to give you the long salams back. If you are tuning in, thank you for joining me. Today we are going to talk about juicing, and you are sweet enough. You do not need all that sugar. Let's talk about it, seriously. So, this is my little rant. Why? So what brought on this rant? What brought on this rant was I had a fitness assessment with a client today, and she was telling me about all of the things that she had been doing over the last few months that were improvements to what she had been doing with her diet, but not quite there. So it kind of gave me I really need to tell people about this because this is not good and people need to stop doing this. All right, so the title of my live, you can't see, I can't do titles on Instagram, but the title of this live is Stop Juicing and Here's Why. So one of the things that I am really, really adamant and passionate about is that regular people don't need to juice. If you are in cancer treatment, have some extremely difficult digestional problem, and you're working with a naturopathic doctor and there is a method to your madness, then okay. Other than that, it is a technique that is going to backfire on you, and it is not good for your body, for your weight loss, or for your hormones. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why you should not be juicing, that you should be eating whole foods, and why, even if you're making smoothies, you might be doing it wrong and damaging your metabolism in the process. So what is the definition of juicing? When we are talking about juicing, we are talking about the machines that you buy. So first of all, juicing must be done in a machine, right? It's those big expensive machines that you buy. You stick the carrot in there, you stick the apple in there, and the pulp goes to one side and the juice comes out the other side, and people are like, oh, fresh squeeze, my own homemade carrot juice, my own homemade orange juice. All it is a natural person's soda, a so-called healthy person's soda. Why? Because number one, when we are talking about eating healthy, the first thing that you need to think about is what is the way that food is consumed in a natural environment without processing. That's the first thing. What I think about is if I lived 100 years ago, would I be consuming this food in this manner with this much, in this amount, right? Juicing is not that. What juicing does is that it concentrates the sugar. Yes, there's sugar in fruits and vegetables, particularly in fruits, particularly in things like carrots and apples. There's sugar. There's fructose. It is sugar. And here is a wake-up call. I don't care if the sugar came from high fructose corn syrup or it came from a banana. Your insulin level is responding the same way. Your glucose and insulin in your body does not know or care where the sugar came from. So you are fooling yourself if you think, I don't drink soda, but I eat 2 bananas every day. You are still damaging your metabolism. You are still causing an imbalance in your hormones, particularly the insulin hormone. Sugar is sugar no matter where it comes from. Do not use fruit just because it is fictitiously paired with vegetables as an excuse to overdo the amount of sugar that you need to be taking in on a daily basis. When you are juicing things, you are taking them in an unnatural state. And what really is funny to me is that people who proclaim to be natural or who are trying to eat healthier really think that juicing is a way for you to quote unquote eat healthier or eat more natural. It's not natural. A carrot is meant to be eaten with the fiber that it was paired with. Allah put fiber together with the sugar for a reason. An apple was meant to be eaten with the fiber that it was paired with. They were put together for a reason, because the fiber mitigates, it slows down how quickly your body is able to absorb the sugar. So if you are drinking plain juice, by the way, you should not be drinking juice at all. You should not be giving your children juice at all. That is a sure way. Juice is a healthy claim, in quotations, to soda. It is not healthy, meaning it does not give you any benefit to drink orange juice, to drink apple juice, to drink grape juice. I would be very happy if they actually just stop making all of that crap altogether and take it out of the stores, because it is a way to get people to increase the amount of sugar in their diet, which is contributing to obesity, which is contributing to diabetes, which is contributing to heart disease, and even contributing to high blood pressure. You think that it's salt that causes high blood pressure, but the sugar you eat is a huge contributor to it. So stop juicing, right? Do not take and put fruits and vegetables inside the big old machine and take the pulp away from. And here's the funny thing. So I told one friend this and I said, you really should not. She's like, oh, but I have the whatever, that ever super expensive, like $300 juicer. She was like, and they give you a whole recipe book about what to do with all of the pulp. You can make cookies from it, and you can make tacos, and you can make this. You're still eating it separate from the juice. That's the whole point. I don't care if you're not wasting it. That's not the point. The point is the whole fruit and vegetable is meant to be consumed together. So when you are juicing, you are doing something that is completely unnatural. It's against the way that nature intended for you to consume your food, and it is not healthy for you or your metabolism or your effort to lose weight. Generally, when people do these, oh, I'm doing a 10-day juicing fast, you're losing starvation weight. You're not losing weight because you're juicing. Juicing does not boost your metabolism. In fact, it slows your metabolism down. Juicing does not cause you to detox. In fact, it prevents you from detoxing. Why? Because true detox is a process of your cells regenerating. We have a process called autophagy. Autophagy is a cellular detox. It is when your body literally reduces, reuses, and recycles your cells so that you can replenish your body's natural healing process. That only happens when your insulin level lowers. If you are drinking a juice every hour, 3 times a day, every time you drink that juice, your insulin level is going sky high. Your autophagy is plummeting. Your body is not detoxing at all as long as your insulin level is raised. So the idea that juicing is a detox is completely false. It's really important that you understand that. Stop falling for the word detox and people telling you whatever they give you is going to help you detox. Oh, here's a pill. It's going to detox your liver. Here's a pill. It's going to detox your skin. Here's a pill. Here's some juice. It's going to detox your digestive system. It does not. You have to learn how to eat food. Your body is a wonderful machine. It is a magnificent, you are a magnificent being. Allah gave us this body to house our souls in while we are on this earth, and He didn't put us in a Pinto. This is a Ferrari. Treat it like a Ferrari. Somebody tell you it's anything different, then they are trying to pull your leg. Eat the whole food, take care of it the way that Allah intended for you to take care of it. When we talk about consuming sugar, we're not just going to talk about stop all of the juicing. People tend to overconsume. So juicing, as I explained earlier, is from the machine. But then the question goes, oh, but what about smoothies, right? So smoothies are different than juicing. Smoothies are when you take the entire fruit and vegetables, you put it inside of a blender and you blend it up, and you are consuming all of the fiber and the sugar at once. It's like a half grade above a juice. I still recommend you actually eat the whole fruit and vegetables, because number one, the trauma that happens to the fiber and the DNA of the fruits and vegetables when you are blending them will cause them to be absorbed in your body differently, right? So that's a whole different life. That's number one. Number two, many times people also use that as an excuse of having all of this extra sugar. So I'll tell you a funny story. So a friend of mine, she was telling me how she was just absolutely loving her newfound smoothies every morning. So every morning she would have a smoothie, and she's like, and it tastes so delicious. I didn't know they would taste so good. I said, oh, so what do you put in inside of your smoothies? And she's like, well, I put spinach, all right, an apple, some bananas, some watermelon, a little bit of honey to sweeten it. And I'm like, whoa. No wonder why they taste good, because you just made yourself an all-natural soda. So if you are using all of this fruit and a little bit of greens, then you're making yourself an all-natural soda. Think about how much sugar you're consuming during the day, right? Really think about how much sugar you're consuming during the day. And it doesn't just happen with fruit and juices. Sugar is snuck into so many things that we eat that we really need to be conscious of how it's being consumed. So this is my challenge for you, and I would love for you to take on this challenge and get back to me. Send me a DM after 1 week of doing this. Literally write down all of the sugar in everything that you consume and see how many grams of added sugar that you're actually consuming. Because oftentimes people are like, oh, well, I'm eating healthy and I'm doing all of the right things, and I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. I don't understand why my diabetes is still out of control. I'm just making all of this effort. But the effort isn't made with the intentions or the information that you need to do it very strategically. So how much sugar should you be eating a day? According to the World Health Organization and according to the American Heart Association, a man should not be consuming more than about 150 calories from sugar each and every day, and a woman should not be consuming more than 100 calories of sugar every day. So what does that look like? So guys, write this down. You should not be having more than 37.5 grams of sugar a day. 37.5. Women should not be having more than 25 grams of sugar a day. So here is what I want you to think about. And I wrote some numbers down. Places where sugar hides. When I say write down your sugar, I'm not talking about writing down, oh, I ate a cookie, oh, I had a piece of cake, oh, I had some ice cream. We know all of that contains sugar. If you're eating it on a regular basis, yes, you should be writing that down. But that also means looking at things like pasta sauce, ketchup, salad dressing, right? Oh, I'm gonna have a healthy salad, and then you like pour French dressing all over it. How many grams of sugar are you actually consuming? Even if you think that, hey, I'm having a protein bar and it's super healthy, if you look at the ingredients on many protein bars, there is actually high fructose corn syrup in them. There is actually sugar. Even if it says no refined sugar, even if it says all natural, even if it says coconut sugar, so all of the things that's going to count as your sugar intake. If it says agave, if it says coconut sugar, if it says honey, if it says all natural sugar, brown sugar, molasses, and then you got to look at the sneaky ways that they put sugar in, like sucralose and all the different things. Now they've renamed high fructose corn syrup to make it even more confusing for you. But in addition to you should be looking at the ingredients, but even if you don't pay attention to the ingredients, on the back of the package, if you live in any Western country, it is going to tell you how many grams of sugar is inside of that package. So underneath carbohydrates, there's going to be fiber, and then there's going to be sugar. This is a mandatory part of food labeling. So if it is a food that came out of a factory, that it was put inside of a container, whether that container is a bag or a box or a jar, it will tell you how many grams of sugar is in that thing. Ketchup alone, 2 tablespoons is 7 grams of sugar in ketchup. So you're eating these sneaky ways of sugar, and this is sugar before you decide to add the quote unquote healthy sugar, right? When you are eating pasta sauce, 1 serving, not a jar, 1 serving of pasta sauce can have anywhere between 10 to 17 grams of sugar in it. And a serving is a half a cup. Are you also only eating a half a cup, right? When you are having yogurt can really have anywhere between 6 grams, which is on a low scale for something like Greek yogurt, all the way to 30 or 40 grams when you're talking about a fruit yogurt. If you're eating yogurt that has the fruit and a gel and the fruit gel that's all deliciously intertwined or on the bottom, I tell you, about 10 years ago, I used to love those yogurts with the fruit on the bottom. Used to love it. I used to actually love the fruit more than the yogurt. And I would treat myself by eating the yogurt first, so that when I got to the bottom, I ate all of the sweet stuff all at once. Horrible, horrible habit. Happened 10 years ago. I'm glad I grew past that. So when you are looking at sugar, remember 25 grams a day for females, 37.5 grams a day for males. The amount of sugar you eat is going to make a huge difference, right? One of the things that I think that we've gotten wrong in America when it comes to weight loss is that we have been really, really focused on calories, right? It's all about calories. Oh, well, if you eat less calories, then you're going to lose weight. That doesn't always work. Your body is not a bank. It's more like the stock market. The quality of calories or the lack of quality of calories affect your metabolism in very different ways. So 100 calories coming from a white potato is not the same as 100 calories coming from a piece of chicken or broccoli. Your metabolism is going to metabolize them very, very differently. Sugar is the #1 culprit. They put it in everything. Even if you think, oh, well, I'm going to follow a low-fat diet, and I'm going to follow, if you look at things that say fat-free, and I give you this challenge as well. Go into a store, find something that has a regular version, and then it has a fat-free version. When they take out the fat, they also take out the flavor. They take out the satiety of the product. So in order to compensate for that, they have to add sugar and they have to add salt in order for them to make it taste better. So if you look at a product and one of them is fat-free and the other one is their regular brand, I guarantee you, if you scan down to the sugar, the fat-free version is going to have more sugar than the regular version because they need to make it taste better. But the problem with that is that it makes your insulin level shoot up. And insulin is a fat storage hormone. Every time you eat, especially if you're eating, now when you eat, period, doesn't matter, even if you're eating healthy, even if you're eating keto, the way that our body works is that your insulin level will rise as part of helping with the digestion process. How much it rises is depending on the food that you're eating, right? So if you are eating something that has a lot of carbohydrates in it, particularly a lot of sugar in it, your insulin level is going to rise up really high. When your insulin level goes up, it is what we call, I keep telling you, the domino hormone. Everything that happens to your insulin triggers something else. One of the things that insulin is it is a fat storage hormone. So it's telling your body, hey, it's time to store fat. We don't want to burn it, we want to store it. So if your insulin level is always up, always up, always up, and it's up more than it's down, you're not going to, I don't care how small of a portion that you're having, if you're eating a whole bunch of carbs, a whole bunch of sugar, you're not going to lose the weight because, not because of how many calories you're consuming, but because of how high your insulin is being pushed every time you eat. So a person, 2 people eating the exact same amount of calories, and one of them get their calories from a bagel in the morning, some pasta in the afternoon, some rice and vegetables in the evening, that person will not lose weight as quickly as a person who's eating the same amount of calories, but they're getting it from an avocado in the morning, some chicken and salad during the afternoon, some green vegetables and seafood during the evening. Your body is going to metabolize it in completely different ways, mainly because you are able to keep your insulin level low. We do not have a calorie consumption problem in America. We have an insulin problem in America. And case in point is the epidemic of diabetes. We don't just have an epidemic of obesity, we have an epidemic of diabetes, which is an indication that the insulin and the constant rise of insulin is the problem, not necessarily the amount of calories. Because the other thing that happens is when your insulin level is up, your body is telling itself that it is hungry. And so you eat more. When your insulin level is lowered, because you're not eating as many carbs, you're not eating the sugar, your body then says, hey, I'm full, I don't need that much food. And you're able to sustain yourself, lose weight, and maintain a healthy weight. Your body then begins to listen to itself, and it begins to regulate your hormones, your energy, your weight. So stop juicing. Be conscious of how many grams of sugar that is sneaking in your food in little ways. Be aware that natural sugar is also sugar. You should not be putting 2 tablespoons of honey in your tea. It is sugar. It is sending your insulin level up. It is helping you to store fat. It is not healthy for you if you need to lose weight. It is not healthy for you if you are pre-diabetic or diabetic, right? Every healthy, and I've said this before, healthy is relative. There is really no universally healthy food. because what's healthy for one person is not healthy for somebody else. Eat according to your goals and your fitness level and your current health and the health you're trying to achieve. This is really, really important if you want to live a healthy lifestyle. Lastly, before I log off, if you're wondering, how do I actually break my addiction to sugar? You're gonna go to 10-Day Sugar Rehab, the number 10, 10daysugarrehab.com, and you're gonna download my free 10-day sugar detox plan. And in that plan, it has over a dozen different ways that they hide sugar inside of your food, all of the names of sugar that they use, so that even if you're trying to watch what you're eating, they still get the sale. It's going to give you a list of foods that you should be eating when you are trying to detox off of sugar, and certainly a list of foods that you should not be eating. I even have an in-between list that's going to tell you what you could possibly eat in moderation. So if you're not ready to be super strict, but you know you need to detox off of sugar, 10daysugarrehab.com. It is my free gift to you because I want you to be the happiest, healthiest version of yourself. All right? So until tomorrow, I'm Mubaraka Ibrahim. I'm your health and happiness coach. If you found this helpful or you learned anything during this video, share it with somebody or tag a friend. All right? So let's spread the word so we can make this world a healthier place. Let's say 1 gram of sugar at a time. All right? Assalamu alaikum.